Welcome back, everyone, to the School Innovation Ambassador Training Program, third session under the module Idea Generation and Idea Handholding. Today's topic is idea generation. As usual, me and Ritu will be your lead expert for the entire session. And today we have eminent personalities, an expert, Professor Palhan, and a guest teacher, Mr. Manoj Lakra. Let's take a very simple question and ask, what exactly is idea generation? So idea generation is process of creating, developing, communicating idea which are abstract, concrete, or visual. Idea generation simply focuses on identifying solutions for a problem. Some people are perceived as being much better at generating ideas than others. Normally, students especially think that maybe another student who might be more brighter or he comes from a better family background, etc. He is better in idea generation, but that's not the case. The light bulb just seems to turn on faster. The truth is, everyone can participate in idea generation, no matter how they are wired. So it's for everyone, and anyone can generate idea. We just need to follow some tools, techniques, and tricks and understand what idea generation is. The second question comes, why idea generation is important? Why should we generate ideas? It's rare for the best idea to pop up into our heads instantaneously. Though sometimes it seems like some people have gift for generating instant solutions. Instead, great ideas take time to develop and mature. So actually, it's not that somebody has a special gift, but it's a habit which is developed over time, which sometimes, yes, instantly happens that if you see a problem and you get an idea, although it's otherwise it's a process which you develop and mature. Therefore, idea generation is important because the process expands your thinking beyond the obvious or rational. So it's an exercise, it's a habit which expands your thinking to think in a different way. And that's why it's important, especially again for school students, for their overall growth and to have more better thought process. According to author James Webb Young, there are two principles. The principle one, a new idea is nothing more than a new combination of old elements. So when you combine old elements, which could be your thoughts, your observations, whatever you have been taking in as an input, as a data around place, locations where you have been living, and people you have been talking with, everything and anything. Now you rearrange them, you reconnect them when you see a new opportunity, new problem, and you try to come up with a solution, an idea which brings that up. That connecting the old elements and bringing something new, that is first thing, could be called a new idea or idea generation. Principle two, capacity to bring old elements into new combination depend largely on the ability to see the relationship. Now, how you will connect them, how do you bring those new combination is how do you see that relationship, your relationship with that particular problem or the opportunity or uh, any new thing you are trying to create. So that could be commercial relationship, it could be just solving something for fun or just trying something. Multiple relationships would happen, and that will somewhere define to bring a new combination how you want to come up. So let's say if somebody is from a technology background, so that relationship will have more of technological flavor. Students will have more open creative flavor and out of box thinking also sometimes, which we feel it's weird and all, but that's the journey one has to take, that how they combine the old existing data and learnings and everything they have and how they bring a new combination which is an idea. Now let's learn some tool which help a student to generate idea. Where can they find different kind of idea, how they can get hooked to different sectors and different elements through which they can start getting new kind of idea. Because a lot of times students have been saying that I don't know, sir, how and from where I will start idea generation. So this is a kickstart kind of an activity. So we call it seeding of ideas, idea tree. This tree will help a student to open up, connect to multiple leaves of a tree, and from every leaf they can create a new idea, or they can kickstart the idea generation process. So it's an idea framing and generation that takes you through the journey of how to identify the problem, generate idea through segments and sectors. So now there are some myths and ambiguities, confusion among students. Let's say when they have some idea in their mind and they don't share it. So there are reasons they think that this idea could have been already in the market, or a lot of people already been working on it, or it is not special and all those things. And they think it could not be something worth pursuing. But that's not the point. Let's take each leaf of this tree and understand how it resolve that issue and a fear in a student mind. So take first the right below one, existing need. Now, if there is existing need of anything, so let's say there is a need for a laptop, a medicine, pen, food, anything. One can generate new ideas on the existing need, which is an existing demand. Now we have tree which is connecting them back to the sustainability part of their idea. Also the passion part of their idea. Also, if they can go more futuristic and learn something new, or they can bring something from the past which is traditional. So try to cover the entire canvas of idea generation and idea mapping. So starting student can go in the existing need market or canvas or sector and see what is which is already in demand, in need in the market, and they can create new ideas around it. Let's take an example of any food delivery app these days, which could be Swiggy or Zomato and all. They work something new on the existing need. So that's how student can start. Second is personal pain. Whatever personally they have experience, that could also help them to kickstart the journey of idea generation, because you have personally gone through that problem or pain. You are the right person to start thinking over what could be the possible solution I would be looking if somebody comes with a solution or a product or service to me. So personal pain, take any of your personal pain. It could be personal pain, even of the family, psychological issues, family issues, so social issues somebody has faced, or it could be something related to education, the what pain they feel in school or during their studies, anything which is pain for them, they can kickstart a journey where they start idea generation to solve. That is second. Then domain and skill. Whatever domain or skill they are having, or they are working, or they are learning, again, that can help them to generate new ideas and start solving some problems in the market. Then me too emulation. Me too is like a lot of people are already doing it. I can also do, maybe I can do it much better, much simpler. So a lot of students sometimes think that, okay, this idea I've come, but now I see there are a lot of people who are already doing it. But that's not the point. How different you are, what uniqueness, innovation you bring in your Me Too is the point. There are multiple food delivery apps, but they all are not working at same level. Some are working very good, some are at very high scale, some are at low scale, some are working in a particular kind of a sector where they are delivering B2B or B2C. So it's very big canvas. Never let a student think that if anything existing, or they are taking anything which is existing, somebody has already done, they should not get into it. But rather they should simplify it, make it more relevant and create a value proposition for the customer and the solution they are bringing for the market. Again, Ola, Uber is same. Uber was already there. Ola came. You can take e-commerce websites. A lot of them, they are doing almost same thing, from Amazon to Flipkart and all those, website, e-commerce websites. But they are doing it in a different way with different market. So that's where Me Too comes in. Then passion and hobby, whatever a student is passionate about, could be dance, sports, education, social service, anything or any hobby they are pursuing. Can they create some new ideas into that? And innovation and technology, always they can use that into it. So how to create some new ideas from innovation and technology. Then opportunity, is there any market opportunity which is coming up or existing? Let's say on one side, COVID was a big blow to everyone, but then another side, it created a lot of opportunity, and a lot of people who grabbed that opportunity made very good entrepreneurial ventures and startups. So if they look any opportunity, which is mostly the gap in the market or demand in the market, they can tap it and create some solution ideas. Then missing in the market, they can see what is missing. Simply, if you have gone, traveled to some place and you see some product service available there, it's not available back in your city, in your country, in your location, that is missing in market, you can bring it. Obviously, you can tweak it as per your market, demand, and as it fits to your culture and all other things and to the customer. But that could be another, idea generation process where they can think what is missing in the market and find out that and bring it back. And finally, the traditional setup, traditional ideas, traditional business, whatever existing, already being done like 10, 15, 20, 30 years, 50 years back. You can take new ideas from there and mix and match them and create something new idea. So this idea tree will help students to give them some, new areas where they can kickstart their idea generation journey. So having said that, now we will go with some case studies with Ritu will take. So thank you. Over to you, Ritu.
We will go one by one in each of the technique and do the little brief case studies. So personal pain, if I give you an example of the red bus, how the red bus idea came. So this came from a personal pain. A young engineer from the BITS Pilani, he was trying to book a ticket for Diwali to go to his hometown. But due to the lack of availability of the bus ticket, he could not find. He tried to find all the means to book the ticket, but he could not. So he was thinking, why is it so difficult? Why is it so complex to book a ticket, and why it is not centralized? So that's how this idea pop up into his mind. See, why can't I make this sector organized, which is the ticket booking, bus ticket booking, and later on, obviously, they ventured into a lot of other booking areas, and that's how they revolutionized actually how India travel. And with their site, now it's, you can book tickets for the bus online and train and all the other things. So that idea came from the personal pain experience. What is missing in the market? If you are traveling somewhere, if you are seeing that in other country or in some other state, something is happening and it's not happening in my area or in my country. So that's how the book My Show idea came when the three young friends, from the Mumbai, they went to South Africa, and they heard something that you can book tickets online. And that was way back in 1999 when the online booking was not there. And that's what kind of the eureka moment for them, that we can do something online ticket booking for the entertainment shows, movies, etc. So that's how the missing in market came. The domain and the skill, if you have something which is already your skill, like in the case of Byju's. So he wanted to help some of his friends in the Bangalore, and he was doing the, this was kind of informal way of helping, and he was giving them tuitions. And he saw that there is a lot of potential in teaching students how to crack the exams. And that's the choice he made. He left the job which he wanted to do. And he slowly and steadily, this the way of the teaching that is spread through the word of mouth, and number of students grew. And because he has a lot of students, what he used to do at that time, because that time it was offline, he used to teach in an auditorium where more than 1,000 students were sitting in one of the auditorium. So then the thought came into his mind that when 1,000 students are there and if there is no one-to-one interaction, then it could be online also. So, and that's how Byju's started with his domain or skill. One is existing need. Existing need is something, the product or service may be already available. Maybe it's an unorganized sector, or it's kind of being done in a traditional way, and how we can innovate or do something differently. So that's the medicine delivery case. The Health Card Plus was the platform which used to give the information about the medicines initially. There was no medicine delivery at that time. And the platform was very popular, and there was a huge response from the public, and users actually asked the company to, when they were asking about some medicine, that is it possible to deliver it? And that's how 1mg started. And later on, Tata has done the funding in the 1mg. Another segment is the passion hobby. So that's the case with the Khan Academy. Sal Khan, who was teaching his cousin, and he was doing this is online, in the online way. And when he saw that his cousin improved in the math class, so all the relatives, cousins, family members, they started asking, so why don't you give us a tutorial? And that's how he started this online platform. And when he saw that scheduling is a difficult issue, because now there are so many people that he doesn't have time to do the one-to-one interaction, he started putting those videos on the YouTube. And now Khan Academy is like everyone knows, it's a kind of one of the biggest social startup, which is kind of non-profit. Another segment is opportunity. So this is the case of Zomato. When Zomato was established by the two IIT Delhi alumnus, and the idea is stuck into their mind when he saw that one of his colleague, he is getting the demands of the paper menu leaflets. So he used to print the paper menu leaflets at that time for the different restaurants. So he thought initially, why can't I convert these paper menu into a digital format, into a digital menu? So initially he started idea with that to only convert the paper menu into a digital menu, and he saw the opportunity there, and that's how now we can see the entire food delivery is so much accessible and easier for us to use. Another segment is Me Too, and this is a huge segment where something is already happening and you want to try to do the same thing. But obviously everyone wants to do the innovation within the same thing, whether it's in the particular product or the service or the process or in the marketing or the sales, anywhere. So that's the case of the Flipkart, when Sachin and Vinny Bansal, they were both working with the Amazon, which was at that time was the technology development center. So they quit the Amazon and they started the Flipkart, and they wanted to become an alternative, Indian alternative of the Amazon or the Alibaba. And their motive was very clear at that time, that they want to do what they are doing, what Amazon and Alibaba is doing. So that's how the Me Too segments work. Another is any traditional business or any traditional service. And this is like a very different. There's a startup called Anteshti. So what happens when there is a death in a family? People face a lot of problems because they have to make all the arrangement for the cremation, prayers, etc. And they don't even get time to be with the family. So that's how Shruti Reddy, she thought that why can't a company take that particular idea and start something where they can give the entire end-to-end service at the time of the demise of someone to their family person. So that's how Anteshti started, and it's doing services in out of India also, and they are doing the entire end-to-end services called Anteshti. So this is the we showed you these segments of how the startup idea can come from a different segments. Now we'll take you to the different sectors which are booming and the futuristic. Whoever will tell you.
Thank you, Ritu. Yeah, so as Ritu was telling you, must tell all these, elements of the idea tree there, because a lot of students, they think that if something is already being done or it's in the market, I should not do that. Or if I am doing and somebody has already done and I don't know. So those things doesn't matter, because everyone has its own execution plan, its own business plan, which is different definitely from others, and they have to innovate in their own execution. So you can do whatever existing, you can come up with something new, you can see an opportunity and come with something on your own. So everything works for a startup or any idea, until unless you are not able to execute it, that's a different story. Now let's see another a tool which you can use is idea sector. You should also segregate and tell them that there are different kind of sectors, and you can choose from the sector where you can also connect your skill to that sector. So there are multiple sectors. We have tried to cover majority of them. We can start from the very known and famous general one is travel and transport. Taking from Make My Trip to all startups which are working, every travel house and hospitality sector, they are working in it. And it has gone very, very wide, not just a hotel and a travel agent, which was a very standard practice and a traditional way. There was nothing else. Then came the online booking. Now every part of it has become its own industry, whether it is a taxi, whether it is different activities, let's say yoga, meditation, and recreation and all. So everything itself has become a very, very professional part. So anyone can pick any single activity or domain from that particular sector also. And then with that sector, you can implement different models, including technology, non-technology, aggregation model like OYO, and so many others. You can read and tell students that how they can go ahead with a particular sector. Fintech is very, very amazing and one of the most funded and growth driven sector, where finance is done by technology. Paytm is one of it. And there are so many PayPal and all these PayU and all, which are involving any kind of payment and handling of the finance. There are a lot of apps and startups coming which tell you about market feasibility, how do you invest and all those things. So students who are very good in, interested in financial or maths or those kind of, subjects, they can start learning about that and get into fintech sector. E-commerce, again, very big, and there is no end to it. And as many as e-commerce can survive in different mode, not competing within a same thing. And there are e-commerce platforms which are doing very specific e-commerce with a very specific, domain. There are people who are just doing something which are handmade, eco-friendly objects or products, and they are not doing everything which is like Amazon and all they are doing. So one has to be open to go into the segment, but they have to see what is the one thing which they can create uniquely, and they can also go ahead with it and survive and not create a competition with it. So something unique they have to see. Artificial intelligence, IoT, deep technology, blockchain, definitely again, young students are doing amazing in it. They have very sharp mind. Any student of you who is very and keen interest in technology, in computers and all, they should start studying. They can have online, certifications at very young age. So there is no dearth that they have to first pass and then go to college and then only they will learn. And a lot of young children are already doing from India, and they have created amazing apps and technology driven platforms. Then comes logistic delivery. Drone is one example, and a lot of delivery is something like technology, which is inevitably related to every startup, every organization, every company needs some kind of delivery for their product and service. So you can keep, motivating students to think on delivery. We'll give you an example. Let's say at present, Amazon, Walmart, Flipkart, all are they fighting to get the rural market, which is the biggest coming market, the Bharat, which they call 0.2, because the majority of citizens still they live in rural India, but they are not like infrastructure which we have in metro cities. And in metros, it's very easy to get delivery, but when you have to do it in rural, so they are doing a lot of collaboration. They are looking for a lot of innovative ideas, how to deliver Amazon product or a Flipkart, Walmart product to a rural area in anywhere in India, and that. So there is a lot of space. Agriculture, again, agri-tech, entire 60% plus people are still agriculture based in India, and there is a lot of improvement required. Technology is one thing which is helping agriculture to boost and take it to next level, and a lot of things are happening already. So you should ask them to study, go and do field visit and understand what other kind of innovation coming in agri-tech. EduTech, again, you have heard all of Byju's and all those great startups, which has become the ultimate startup. They are called unicorn and decacorns of the world, one of the best in the world. So again, education will remain always there, and there is no dearth of new kind of innovation if somebody is doing and get into the market. Edutainment, again, amazing, which we are somewhere part of, mixing entertainment with education, because now the young generation doesn't like to hear lecture. They want to have everything very quick. They want to have gamification. They want to have entertainment, something which attracts them, engage them, excites them. So that is a part of edutainment. A lot of startups which are coming with gamification and different kind of exciting tools, techniques to engage students to learn. OTT platform, Netflix and all, again, a lot of content creation, lot of collaborations are required by these OTT platforms, because they need content, they need new things, new innovations, and students are very good in innovating and coming with new ideas. And it is actually for them a bracket of very young generation which use this OTT platform, so they understand what they are missing, so they can look for solutions and bring that to these platforms. Online gaming, again, amazing, very addictive at one time, but again, there are so many learning games, educational games, and so many other value additions when you are into online gaming on learning part. So they can do that. Again, food tech, again, technology is keen part to food and its delivery, its entire the way they want to improve the food technology part and all. We request everyone to be mute.
ऐसे मेल होते हैं ना, मतलब आप.
And finally, self-care, again, very big, and it is at the high level where people are having a lot of extra money, although everyone look for a very good health and care for themselves as a personality or internally or otherwise. But yes, it's a very, very big market, which is booming now, from not just in India, globally. And there is a lot of opportunity in this. So accordingly, students can think and connect. One is what kind of sector they are attracted to, and if they have something solution, something gap they see, and can they come up with some idea, innovation, and linked with their some kind of learning and skill which they have, or they would like to learn about it. So it's both way. If they are getting into ideation and they are getting into a solution driven, startup with innovation, they have to do learning and they have to gain those skills that will definitely help them anyway in their startup journey, ideation journey, or later on also. So it's very valuable, and you must try these idea sector 1, and another is the seeding of idea tree. So those are 2 techniques you can use. Thank you. Over to Ritu.
So now it's time for the expert speaker. We are fortunate that we have today with us Professor S.K. Palhan, and he is an alumnus of IIT Kharagpur and FMS, founder, director, and professor at Great Lakes Institute, pioneer in entrepreneurship education, former industrial advisor in the Ministry of Industries, Government of India, trustee of Indus Quality Foundation. He is engaged in the rural development programs in remote villages of Uttarakhand, in Chamoli, and is also author of Self-Effectiveness, the Power of Meditation. Welcome, Palhan sir, and he's our great mentor too. Welcome, Palhan sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Over to you, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, today we will request you to quickly share with. I know you have a very long journey in entrepreneurship. You were the first to introduce entrepreneurship MBA programs in India, and I know we don't have that much time, and honored to hear all of your initiatives. But you can give a quick brief of, especially what you've been doing with students and in entrepreneurship. And then we request you to take the idea generation, flowering of idea technique. Over to you, sir.
No, I have been engaged in the entrepreneurship for quite some time in the Great Lakes, as well as large number of colleges in the Delhi University. And as far as the technique of developing alternatives is concerned, that's where I developed a good technique where large number of people can gain. And the picture which they are showing is, this is for one of the schools to develop their mission and vision statement. Now, usually mission statement is given by the management and the teachers have to do it. In this case, we developed a large number of ideas from the student or the teachers themselves. What type of vision and mission statement you should have. We use the technique of flowering ideas, which I'll discuss, which was, that means it's their own idea. It's not given by somebody else. You can move to the next slide. Okay, the technique basically is based on the listening to others. What we do is, the first activity is always to understand the problem. In fact, although Kumar talked about start with the product, I differ slightly in that area. Because the moment you start with a product or a service which people are doing it, entrepreneurs will find it very difficult to compete. Because neither they have a financial edge, nor technology, nor competence. So the moment you try to compete with others, you fail on quality, price, as well as delivery. So unless you got a good muscles and good technical skills, only then you should go for a B2. Otherwise, your proposition must be unique, what you want to do it. Here what we do is, the idea, given a problem, we want to solve it in a creative fashion. Ultimately, entrepreneurs solve problems and get paid. That's the crux of the entrepreneurship business. Now, the entrepreneurship can be social or it can be even professional, commercial. The techniques are almost similar. In one case, you get paid. In another case, you don't get paid, but you serve the society. So, a conventional system is, there's a problem and you want to solve it. And you solve it in the concrete world with the limitations. Bhai paisa nahi hai, technology nahi hai, market nahi hai. You try to find out solutions. In such case, you come across only a solution which are, on the beaten path. Many people have tried it. You don't come across a new solution at all. Next one. Now, what we do is, we should go away from the concrete world to the, I think let me use a little bit of this. No. Okay. That means from the concrete world, where the problem is there, you observe the problem. try to understand what it is. Then for creative solutions, you go to the abstract world. In abstract world, you don't have any limitations. No limitations of money, no limitations of rules and regulations, no limitations at all. And that's where the creativity comes in and generate a large number of ideas. But some of the ideas may not be practical. Then you got to do a convergence out of these ideas, which are feasible one. The type of program which I conduct on the flowering of ideas, given a problem, any problem of any target group, we are able to generate more than 30 alternatives. They are not the routine solutions. So they need convergence. So convergent into, out of 30 ideas, you converge on 3 or 4 on certain parameters. Let's look at the one problem is, I take a very general problem from a learning point of view. There's a pollution in Delhi. Now the question is, the team decides, the 5 or 6 people who are in the group, they say, what can you do? Somebody say, okay, let's use alternate means of transport. Somebody says, reduce the number of vehicles. Somebody says, do R&D and reduce and do less polluting vehicles. Reduce distance commuted. Use less polluting fuels and plant trees. Now, as far as the reduced number of vehicles is concerned, let's go to that. Now, these are 5 ideas. So each idea which you take, you can go back a bit. Go back a bit. Excellent. Yeah. So these are the 6 ideas given by the 6 different people. So we'll take one suggestion at a time. How do you reduce the number of vehicles on the road? And others have to build on it. You have to give a different view. How can I do it? We can go to the next slide. Now you see how you can reduce the number of vehicles. Limited registrations, make buses compulsory for school and offices, permit only odd and even systems, build bypass for trucks which pass through Delhi, do carpooling, let people work from home, shift people near the office, use metro. There are so many things, use bicycle. So that means a simple solution like reduce the number of vehicles. If others build on it, you got almost about large number of solutions. So given a problem of solving the pollution in Delhi, you're able to generate a large number of alternatives in this case. I touched only on one module. That means reduce the number of vehicles. There are other things also. You can look into that. Move to the next slide. Okay. Now, how do you reduce the distance traveled? Let the people work from home. Build more flyovers, shift people close to the workplace. China did it very effectively. I visited the Chinese steel plant outside the Beijing long time ago. I didn't see any cars or buses in the whole campus. The reason was they had shifted all the workers very close to the factory. Everybody either walked or went on a cycle. This is another solution. It can be done in a country like China, not in India. Decongest road by staggering times or streamline traffic lights. They will also reduce time. Next slide. Use alternative fuels. Now you can use CNG, LPG, biodiesel, solar energy, ethyl alcohol, hydrogen fuel cell. This was done by our students in MBA in the Great Lakes Institute of Management, where we wanted to solve this problem. How do you solve the problem of pollution in Delhi? Go to the next one. Now, when you do all these alternatives, given a problem of pollution in Delhi, we are talking about very specifically air pollution in Delhi, you got so many alternatives they generated. Now the question is, then we do the convergence. Convergence means out of these, which one we should choose so that, we must develop a criteria. In this case, the criteria used was, it should be effective. That means it should really reduce the pollution. It should be done within reasonable time. That's done. One thing what we do is the criteria could be, the impact cost, time to implement, acceptability by the stakeholder. Because suggestion may look very good. Unless the stakeholder buy it, it won't work it out. Especially look at the odd even tried in Delhi. People did not accept it. So it could not be implemented further. And so resources required. So there are various criteria based on which you narrow down the choice from large number of alternatives to a few one. And that's how you do. Then you try to work on that. Now, normally what happens is in idea generation, when people give ideas which are out of this world, out of the box of crazy ideas, we tend to reject them in the beginning. In this technique, we don't reject any idea. Even a silly idea, we will not reject. Impossible, even then we'll write. Because the moment you use judgment, you come back to the nothing creative will come out of this. You will get run-of-the-mill solutions only. And what we do is, we allow only one person to give one suggestion at a time, so that nobody dominates the whole show. You might have seen in brainstorming, only few people dominate the whole show, others keep silent. It may be senior people or people who can talk very well. But the truth is, they need not be the most creative people. Maybe the young person is giving a new idea. So when you take up the ideas, we do not reject any idea. Even if it's absolutely crazy, we write it down. But when you do the convergence on the various parameters, those will be eliminated automatically. Next one. This is a convergence process, where we do not reject any alternative. In each alternative, everybody selects one of the alternatives amongst that, and then puts the preference. So when all the 5 people or 6 people who are trying to solve the problem, they put the thing, they come to a convergence where there are more number of stars. We can go to the next one. Over आगे चलिएगा. Next.
Yes. This is the final one, sir.
Yeah. Now here you see, in few of the alternatives, there are more stars. That means the people think that this is much more workable. So this is a democratic way of selecting an alternative which is much more effective. Sometimes the team which is doing the generation, they can do it. Sometimes we ask independent people to make a choice out of these alternatives from the given choices, given criteria. It has worked very well in most of the cases. I have done it with the software development companies. They want to find out solutions for the research and development company in the nanotechnology. And I have used the technique even in the rural areas of Uttarakhand, at the panchayat level, to identify what the problem is. Is it a road? Is it electricity? And how can we solve it? Next, please. Next one.
I think that's all for this session.
Okay, so the technique actually, you build on the ideas of others. That means everybody gives the suggestions, others think over it very clearly and try to develop alternatives. And this is a way to creative ideas, because ultimately entrepreneurship means solving problems. Solving problems in a more creative way. And this is a very good technique to generate a large number of alternatives. And it doesn't require any equipment. It can be done very easily. All you need is a chart paper and sketch pens and team which is heterogeneous in nature. Because heterogeneous teams would produce a larger number of alternatives. Because if you put all legal people to solve one problem, solutions will be legal only. The idea is to have people with different disciplines. In the case of students, science, arts, commerce, and other area, different people think in a different way. And that's the way actually you are able to solve the problem. I think I've done my job. If there are any questions, we can take it up. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I think we'll have some question from the teacher side. That one is, in the school setup, should they take students from different class, because you said it should be heterogeneous mix of, people who are participant, or it can be done in the same class also?
It's preferred to have a heterogeneous group. It works better.
Okay.
Let's say commerce, science, and arts. It's better to have a team in that way.
And any set number, maximum, minimum, sir, to have in the group?
5 is ideal, because if less than 4, it doesn't work. You're not able to generate an idea. If the team is more than 6 or 7, then the interests get lost. 5 and 6 is the optimal which I've seen, because I've done more than 800 case studies in this case. 5 and 6, it works very well. It's a cohesive team, and you are able to generate a large number of alternatives.
Great, sir. Great. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for detailing the entire. I hope all the teachers, when they will have this slide and the technique, and they will use it in their school, definitely they will have.
I will add, it takes some.
Sure.
Actually, nobody learns in the first instance,
Yes, definitely.
because we are highly resistant. We always think the right thing and the wrong thing. We are not able to listen to a dissent note, a different viewpoint at all. So this actually changes the ability to listen to others also. And once the team has done it, the team bonding also takes place. So flowering of ideas which I use is both for entrepreneurship as well as the team building activity. Because they own the solutions. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you again. So again, very, very key thing to learn is that it is not just about generating an idea, but it also inculcate a habit of listening other, opening your mind, that there is not just right and wrong side. There could be so many other things which can come up during this activity. And you as a teacher also, I think you will do it 2, 3 times, 4 times, and you will understand how you do it much better. Ideally take 5 students, 5 to maximum 6, 7, and conduct in a team which are mixed team, not from one class or not just all friends together. So
Kumar, may I make one more suggestion?
Sure.
Because students many times, the younger generation group, they may not be aware of the technical aspects of many things, Okay. So what I do in the school which I'm involved, I always start with the social entrepreneurship, because the technique is almost same. You identify a group of people, what type of problem do they have? Can we solve a problem? And get and solve it. Deliver the results.
Right.
So this doesn't cost anything. That means people can implement their idea. They do it. We did it during the COVID also. Some of the students, they solved the problem because people didn't get they solved the problem in a different way.
Right.
So it's not only a big one, but these entrepreneurship spirits get built up this way. Even if you take, I call it Karma Yoga in that case, that means social entrepreneurship is a starting point to get involved children very easily without much expenses.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you again for coming and giving your time. It was very valuable. So let's move to the next guest, our guest teacher, Manoj Kumar Lakraji, very, very dynamic a teacher. And I was thinking why we cannot and should not write, teacher before, like everyone writes a doctor and write an advocate. I think it's to be a proud, everyone, you should write teacher before anything else you write. And we always honor to get connected back to such an amazing teacher who is doing amazing work. Again, Mr. Manoj Lakraji has been awarded National Teacher Award 2020 by Honorable President of India. He is serving as an headmaster in government school in Gurgaon, very near to us. Although we have not met yet, but looking forward to meet very soon. And he has worked on Joyful Saturday concept, quiz club, development of e-content, dramatization of the syllabus. And I have also interacted with his students whom he is helping to become entrepreneurs. They are developing a lot of apps which are already being selected by Haryana government and a lot of other things. Rest, I think we will let Manoj Lakraji take up. So we'll request you, Manojji, with the thanks to come and take out time, share your initiatives and your project. Over to you, Manoj ji. Thank you.
सर नमस्कार और सभी टीचर्स को मेरा नमस्कार। आपने मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन दिया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और सर मुझे बड़ी खुशी हुई आपका सेशन में यहाँ पे आने में, और मुझे बड़ा गर्व महसूस हुआ जब जब मैंने एसके पलहान जी को सुना। और सर आपको बहुत बहुत नमस्कार मेरा। सर आइडिया जनरेशन का जो आपने आइडिया दिया है वो काफी अच्छा लगा और सभी के लिए वो लाभदायक है। सर मैं एक हिंदी टीचर रहा हूँ। मेरी जो जर्नी है वो हिंदी टीचर से शुरू हुई है और मैं आजकल एलिमेंट्री हेडमास्टर हूँ गुड़गांव के स्कूल में। मैंने अपने बच्चों के साथ कुछ नया काम करने के लिए सोचा, क्योंकि जब भी कोई कक्षा होती है, अगर अध्यापक कक्षा के अंदर जाता है तो बच्चों को ये लगता है कि आज नया क्या, आज टीचर हमें नया क्या पढ़ाएगा। तो हर बच्चा उसकी ये थिंकिंग होती है कि आज मैं कुछ ना कुछ नया सीख के जाऊंगा। और एक टीचर की भी ये वो होना चाहिए कि उन्हें आज क्या नया पढ़ाना है या क्या नया करना है। देखिए हम काफी देर से बात करें आइडिया जनरेशन की, और आइडिया जनरेशन जो है वो मैंने अपने बच्चों में कुछ डेवलप करने की कोशिश की और उसका रिजल्ट मुझे जो है नेशनल टीचर अवार्ड की तरफ ले गया। तो पहला जो आइडिया था वो मैंने अपने क्लास में इम्प्लीमेंट करना शुरू किया। वो भी देखिए मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि जितने भी हमारे वैज्ञानिक हुए हैं वो ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे नहीं हुए हैं। अब मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि वैज्ञानिक जो है वो ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे नहीं है। बहुत कम लोग हैं जो बहुत ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे हैं और फिर वो वैज्ञानिक या साइंटिस्ट बने हैं। वैज्ञानिक वो है जो समस्याओं से जूझता है और समस्याओं का फिर हल निकालता है, सॉल्यूशन निकालता है। अब मान लीजिए बहुत पहले ही मैं समझता हूं कि जो किसान था या जो पहला आदि मानव था जिसने की हल बनाया कि भाई वो यहाँ पे फसल बो सकता है, तो वो हल बनाया तो वो एक तरीका का वैज्ञानिक ही है, क्योंकि उसने उस खाने की जो प्रॉब्लम है उसको सॉल्व किया है। तो जितने भी वैज्ञानिक हुए मैं समझता हूं कि वो बहुत अच्छे हुए, लेकिन पढ़ाई के मामले में कम रहे हैं। कईयों की बात ये जरूर है कि उन्होंने बहुत पढ़ लिख करके किया है, लेकिन एक छोटा सा भी अगर हम कुछ इन्वेंट करते हैं वो एक वैज्ञानिक ही है। अब बात आती है कि मैंने अपने स्कूल में क्या नया किया। यहाँ पर कुछ बच्चे मेरे पास आए, मैंने कहा कि बेटा आप लोगों की पढ़ाई कैसी चल रही है। तो उन्होंने कहा जी टीचर तो जो है ना वो हरदम मिड डे मील की कैलकुलेशन में लगे रहते हैं। तो मिड डे मील जो है वो पूरे इंडिया में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश अनुसार 1ली से 8वीं तक हर स्कूल में मिलता है। तो हरियाणा में बेसिकली जो कच्चा मटेरियल आता है और उसी का ही खाना पकाया जाता है, फिर बच्चों में बांटा जाता है। यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम ये आई कि उसकी जो कैलकुलेशन करनी होती है कि एक बच्चे को 3.75 रुपए से ज्यादा का राशन नहीं मिलना चाहिए, या उसको 100 ग्राम अगर खीर बनानी है तो 100 ग्राम चावल या 100 ग्राम दूध या क्या कहते हैं इतनी चीनी, और उसकी कुकिंग कॉस्ट जो है वो इतनी आनी चाहिए, इससे ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए। तो जितने बच्चे आए हैं उनके हिसाब से उसको जो कैलकुलेशन करने में जो समय लगता था वो करीब करीब 2 घंटे लगता था। और ये समस्या जो है कि बच्चे को पढ़ाना है और वो पढ़ाई का जो वक्त है वो सिर्फ कैलकुलेशन में ही जा रहा है। तो मैंने बच्चों को इसके लिए सॉल्यूशन की बातचीत की। उन्होंने कहा जी हम क्यों ना एक इस तरीके का ऐप बना दे। तो उन्होंने सबसे पहले देखिए मेरा साइंस का कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, मैं हिंदी टीचर हूँ, मैंने कोई साइंस रॉकेट नहीं सीखी है। तो मैंने बच्चों को बताया और यूट्यूब से ही हम लोगों ने ऐप कैसे बनाते हैं वो सीखने की कोशिश की। और हमने शुरू में ही एक प्रोटोटाइप ऐसा ऐप बनाया जिसमें कि टीचर को बस सिर्फ आज ये पता होना चाहिए कि आज कितने बच्चे विद्यालय में आए हैं और आज क्या पकाना है। वहां पे 16 रेसिपीज दी गई हैं। 16 रेसिपीज में आपको एक को चुनना है और आपको संख्या डालनी है कि 259 अगर बच्चे आए हैं 1ली से 5वीं तक और 6ठी से 8वीं तक कितने बच्चे हैं आप सबमिट कर दीजिए। आपको पता लगेगा कि 259 बच्चों के लिए इतना चावल होना चाहिए, इतना दूध होना चाहिए या इतना कुकिंग कॉस्ट आएगी, वो सारे का सारा टीचर जो है अपना नोट कर लेता है। ये मात्र एक सिंगल क्लिक पे है, यानी कि हर टीचर का 2 घंटे बच गया। अब आप मानिए कि 15,884 स्कूल जो है पूरे हरियाणा में है, और अगर एक मिड डे मील इंचार्ज है तो कितना 2 घंटे का अगर समय लगाए तो बहुत ज्यादा समय हमारा आज बच रहा है। तो इट वाज अ रेवोल्यूशनरी वर्क, और इसी ऐप को, इस नाम था मिड डे मील हरियाणा ऐप, और इसी ऐप को हरियाणा शिक्षा विभाग ने इसको अडॉप्ट किया और सभी विद्यालयों में इंप्लीमेंटेशन किया। इसके बाद दूसरा ऐप बनाया, समग्र मूल्यांकन। उसमें टीचर सिर्फ क्या करेगा, अपने बच्चे के मार्क्स भरेगा और क्या कहते हैं उसको एक ई मार्कशीट जनरेट हो जाएगी, यानी कि आपको पेपरलेस वर्क होगा और तुरंत आपको ये पता लगेगा कि कितने बच्चे जो है उनमें से फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड कौन है, क्लास वाइज रिजल्ट या सब्जेक्ट वाइज रिजल्ट, आपको सारा उसकी कैलकुलेशन सब कुछ आपको मिल जाएगा मात्र सिंगल एक क्लिक पे। तो ये दोनों ऐप को जो है हरियाणा शिक्षा विभाग ने अपनाया, और मैं समझता हूँ कि वो बच्चे जो हैं 9th क्लास में थे, और 9th क्लास के बच्चों ने एक बहुत बड़ा काम किया। उनका जो आइडिया था वो क्या कहते हैं पूरे हरियाणा ने अपनाया, और मैं समझता हूं कि अगर पूरे देश अपनाना चाहे तो हमने वहां पे दिए हुए हैं सभी स्टेट्स का, उनको वो हमें मेन्यू दे और क्या कहते हैं वो हो जाएगा। इसके बाद जो है देखिए बात आती है कि कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जिनकी पढ़ाई में रुचि नहीं है, वो आइडिया कैसे जनरेट करेंगे। तो मैंने एक बच्चे को एक बार मैंने ऐसे टोक दिया, बेटा तू क्या करता है? बोला जी मेरे पास ज्यादा समय नहीं होता, मैं घर से जाता हूँ अपने पापा की मोटरसाइकिल की दुकान है वहां पे काम करता हूँ। मैंने कहा बेटा कुछ नया भी कर लिया कर। एक दिन मैंने फिर उसको वैसे ही पकड़ लिया, मैंने कहा इधर आ बेटा, आज कैसे आया? एक्चुअली वो ना हेलमेट हाथ में डाल करके आया हुआ था। मैंने उसको कहा कि हेलमेट क्यों नहीं पहना तूने? तो उसने जवाब दिया जी पसीना आता है। अब यहां से प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग की बात आ गई। समस्या थी पसीना आना। मैंने मजाक मजाक में कहा बेटा इसमें पंखा लगा दूं फिर? तो मैंने तो मजाक में कहा था, लेकिन बच्चा उसको सीरियसली ले गया, और उस बच्चे ने अगले दिन जो है उसके टॉप पे उस हेलमेट को काटा, नया हेलमेट को, और वहां पे एक पंखा जोड़ के ले आया, और साथ में 2 जो सेल होते हैं वायर, और उसके साथ जोड़ दिया, बोला जी पंखा चल रहा है। लेकिन जब वो मैंने पहना तो यहाँ से जो बाल थे वो क्या कहते हैं एकदम पंखे ने खींचना शुरू किया। मैंने कहा यार ये तो जो है हमारे बालों को ही वो कर देगा। तो उसने यहाँ से आइडिया है कि क्यों ना हम एक जाली लगा दें वहां पे, तो जाली लगा दी। लेकिन उसका ऑफ ऑन का बटन होना चाहिए, हमें बार बार उसको हटाना पड़ रहा था, तो ऑफ ऑन का बटन भी लगाया। इसके बाद में उस बच्चे को जो है ब्लॉक लेवल और डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे मैं उस बच्चे को लेके गया, जहाँ पे कि बच्चा एक फर्स्ट आ गया उसमें मॉडल में, साइंस मॉडल में। अब बात आती है वहां पर अपना स्टेट में ले जाने की। तो स्टेट में ले जाने के लिए उसमें कुछ नया आइडिया लाना था। अब हमें राह मिल गई थी, उस बच्चे को भी जो मन था या उसका दिमाग जो है उसी में चल रहा था। तो उस बच्चे ने क्या किया कि उसमें हमारा ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर जोड़ दिया, साथ में जो जीपीआरएस सिस्टम है वो भी ऑन कर दिया, यानी कि अगर फोन भी आएगा तो वो आराम से उसको सुन सकता है या अपनी लोकेशन चालू करे, बार बार उसको फोन निकालने की आवश्यकता ना पड़े। कई लोग क्या करते हैं चलते चलते जो बात करते हैं एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है। इसके बाद हमने कुछ एक ऐसा डिवाइस बनाया जिसके कि हम मोटरसाइकिल की जहां पर प्लग होता है वहां पे उसको अगर लगा देते हैं तो एक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड बनता है, और हमारे पास जो उसका जो रिमोट है वो रिमोट हमने हेलमेट के अंदर कहीं पे छुपा दिया। जब आप हेलमेट पहनते हैं तो रिमोट का बटन जो है वो दब जाएगा और क्या कहते हैं बाइक आपकी स्टार्ट हो जाएगी। अगर आप उसको पहनेंगे तभी बाइक स्टार्ट होगी, वरना बाइक स्टार्ट नहीं होगी। तो ये जो आइडिया था इसको हमने इम्प्लीमेंट किया, और क्या कहते हैं साइंस एग्जीबिशन जवाहरलाल नेहरू जो है वो भोपाल में भी, वहां पे वो हेलमेट जो है वो फर्स्ट आया। तो इस तरीके के जो है सॉल्यूशन, देखिए जब आपके पास समस्या होगी तभी आप सॉल्यूशन निकाल पाएंगे। तो बच्चा हर विषय में समझदार नहीं हो सकता या ज्यादा उसमें दिमाग नहीं हो सकता है कि वो मैथ्स भी कर ले या साइंस भी कर ले या हिंदी भी अच्छी है या पॉलिटिकल साइंस भी अच्छी है। तो हमें जो है बच्चे को क्यों ना इस तरीके के लाइफ स्किल भी सिखाई जाए और वो उसके उन चीजों को देखे या समझे। अब बात आती है कि ईमेल ईमेल अगर मैं कहूं कि ये सिर्फ एक मात्र 13 साल के बच्चे ने ही रे टॉमिल्सन ने इसको इजाद किया था, तो 13 साल का ही बच्चा था। अगर मैं बात करूं कि हरियाणा सॉरी दिल्ली की जो वेबसाइट है, आप जो सरकार है उनकी जो वेबसाइट है उसको किस बच्चे ने बनाया, वो भी मात्र 13 साल का बच्चा था। तो इस तरीके के जो बच्चे हैं वो बहुत कुछ कर जाते हैं। जरूरत है कि हम बच्चे को एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग सिखाएं या पीयर लर्निंग का कॉन्सेप्ट दें या डीप थिंकिंग का हम इस तरीके के टूल्स का इस्तेमाल करें। मैंने जो है मैं एक बार हमारे यहाँ पे मेवात जो एरिया है वो बहुत इस तरीके का एरिया माना जाता है कि वहाँ पे बहुत पिछड़ा हुआ इलाका है। वहाँ पर मैं एक बार अपने दोस्तों के साथ गया, वहाँ पे मैं देखा कि एक टीचर जो है बड़े ही इनोवेटिव वे से पढ़ा रही थी। उसने क्या किया था कि एक वीडियो पाठ से संबंधित वीडियो ली और उस वीडियो को अपने मोबाइल से वो हर बच्चे को उसको दिखा रही थी, ये देखो ये देखो ये देखो ये देखो। अब वहां पर उस लेडी टीचर का जो पढ़ाने का तरीका बहुत अच्छा था, वो उसको इनोवेटिव वे में पढ़ा रही है, लेकिन उसका समय भी काफी यूज हो रहा था। तो यहाँ पर एक क्यों ना एक ऐसा स्मार्ट क्लासरूम बनाया जाए जहां पर इस तरीके का हर बच्चा सीख सके स्मार्ट वे में। लेकिन सबसे प्रॉब्लम आती है कि हमारे पास संसाधन, अगर संसाधन भी हो तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है कि हरियाणा में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जो है वो मात्र 2 घंटे के लिए 4 घंटे के लिए दिन में आती है या फिर रात में आती है। तो जिस समय स्कूल होता है उस समय अगर लाइट नहीं है तो आपके पास बेशक लाखों के स्मार्ट बोर्ड हो और वो अगर नहीं चलते हैं तो मैं समझता हूं कि वो स्मार्ट क्लासरूम नहीं है। तो यहाँ पर हमने एक मोबाइल टीवी विदाउट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बनाया और उसमें कोई तार वार नहीं है। और मैं आपको एक छोटा सा डेमो दिखाता हूँ कि आपको क्या है। ये मेरे पास एक मोबाइल टीवी है, इसमें कहीं भी कोई तार नहीं है। यहाँ पर एक स्क्रीन है और स्क्रीन जो है इसको हम फ्लैगनर बोलते हैं। और यहाँ पर एक स्लॉट बना हुआ है जहां पर टीचर ने मान लीजिए अगर ये पढ़ाया कि ज्वालामुखी क्या होता है या कैसे बनता है या उसके अंदर क्या क्या है, बच्चों को समझ में आ गया। लेकिन बच्चा कहता है मुझे सर ज्वालामुखी दिखा दो। अब दिखाने के लिए या तो अंडमान निकोबार जाऊंगा, वरना यहाँ पर हमारे पास तो ज्वालामुखी नहीं है। तो उसके पास, टीचर के पास संसाधन है सिर्फ उसका मोबाइल। वो क्या करेगा कि अपने मोबाइल पे सिर्फ वो ये एक वो निकाले, वीडियो निकाले उसकी ज्वालामुखी की, और उस ज्वालामुखी की वीडियो को वो बच्चों को बड़े आसान तरीके से उसको दिखा सकता है। मैं आपको एक शोकेश करता हूँ, एक मिनट। यहाँ पर मैंने एक वीडियो निकाली और वीडियो को जो है मैं यहाँ पर अपने मोबाइल को इस तरीके से लगाऊंगा और ये जो है बच्चा बड़े आसान से 20 या 25 बच्चे जो हैं उसको आराम से देख पाएंगे। सर रितु जी आपको दिखाई दे रहा है सर आपको?
जी जी दिख रहा है, बिल्कुल दिख रहा है। वो कॉन्सेप्ट भी समझ रहे हैं हम, बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोजेक्शन का कॉन्सेप्ट है वो।
तो ये, और इसके लिए मैं अगर आवाज की अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो मैं सिर्फ क्या करूंगा कि यहाँ पर एक सिर्फ ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर जो है मैं अपनी कक्षा में रखूंगा, मात्र 100-150 रुपए में आता है, और मैं कहीं पर भी उसको क्लासरूम में रख दूंगा और बच्चे जो है उसको बड़े ही आराम से उसको देख पाएंगे। जी, तो अब बात आती है 360 VR डिवाइसेस की। तो हम लोगों ने मात्र 10 रुपए में जो है इस तरीके के कार्डबोर्ड के जो है VR डिवाइसेस बनाए हुए हैं, जिसमें कि आप बच्चे को कोई भी वीडियो जो है उसको 360 डिग्री का जो वीडियो आप दिखा सकते हैं उसको बड़े आसान तरीके से। इसमें कुछ नहीं है, मात्र ये कार्डबोर्ड है और इसमें सिर्फ 2 लेंस लगे हुए हैं और कुछ नहीं है। साथ में जो गूगल लेंस है या उस तरीके से भी आप इसको चला सकते हैं। क्विज क्लब जो है, अब मैं बात आती है सॉल्यूशन की और कि बच्चों को किस तरीके से पाठ को याद किया करवाया जाए और उसको सिलेबस करवाया जाए। ये टीचर्स के लिए काफी हेल्पफुल है। हमने हरियाणा शिक्षा विभाग में क्विज क्लब्स की स्थापना की और क्विज क्लब्स जो हैं वो आज हर विद्यालय में स्थापित हैं, जिसको कि उनका मॉनिटर करने के लिए प्रिंसिपल भी है और एक क्विज क्लब का हेड भी है। हम लोगों ने सबसे पहले कक्षा 3री से लेके कक्षा 10वीं तक हमने हर सब्जेक्ट का और हर क्लास का हमने इस तरीके का एक प्रश्न बैंक बनाया क्वेश्चन बैंक बनाया जिसमें कि सभी प्रश्न जो है एमसीक्यू में है और वो हमारी वेबसाइट पर अवेलेबल है। कम से कम 16,000 के करीब जो है प्रश्न हमारे वहां पर हैं और ये पूरे वर्ल्ड का सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन बैंक है। तो अब बात आती है कि इस क्विज क्लब का फायदा क्या है। देखिए, आप सभी ने देखा होगा केबीसी कौन बनेगा करोड़पति। क्विज जो है वो बड़ा ही एक अनोखा चीज है कि मान लीजिए मैं आपसे पूछूं कि जो पहला ग्लोब है वो किसने बनाया। अब ये सवाल जो है सिर्फ आपकी जहन में ही गूंजा है। मैं समझता हूं जो मुझे सुन रहे हैं उनके भी दिमाग में ये प्रश्न चला गया है कि भाई उसको किसने बनाया था। यानी कि यहाँ पर एक 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 पर्सन का दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा। अब मुझे जो 100 लोग 200 लोग जो सुन रहे हैं उनके दिमाग में वो क्लिक कर रहा है। तो क्विज जो है वो इसी तरीके का है कि सामने वाला क्विज देख तो रहा है, साथ में उसका दिमाग भी काम कर रहा है। और हम लोगों ने केबीसी को जो है उनका फॉर्मेट का एक वो बनाया, सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया और वो मेरे 4 बच्चों ने ही उनको बनाया है। और हमारे चारों बच्चों ने ये सॉफ्टवेयर बना के हरियाणा सरकार को दिया और उन्होंने इम्प्लीमेंट किया और इसमें हमने पूरी तरीके से केबीसी की तौर पे काम किया। मेरे पास कुछ ऐसे डिवाइसेस हैं जो अमिताभ बच्चन जो है फास्ट फिंगर खिलाता है, वो सिर्फ 10 लोगों को वो देता है रिमोट। हम लोग पूरे 50 या 60 या 100 बच्चों को वो रिमोट दे देते हैं। प्रश्न जो है वहां पर स्क्रीन पे आता है, बच्चे सबसे पहले उसको खेलते हैं। यानी कि 1 सेकंड के 200वें हिस्से में आपको ये पता लग जाता है कि किस बच्चे ने सबसे जल्दी जवाब दिया है और साथ में कितना ठीक जवाब दिया है। उनमें से हम 18 बच्चों को हॉट सीट पे बिठाते हैं। अमिताभ बच्चन सिर्फ एक को हॉट सीट पे लेके आता है। हम लोग तीसरी से 5वीं और छठी से 8वीं और 9वीं और 10वीं के 3 बच्चे, तीनों को हम वहां पे बिठाते हैं। और क्या कहते हैं, हम लोग लाइफ लाइन भी, अमिताभ बच्चन अगर 2 लाइफ लाइन या 4 देता है, हम लोग 6 लाइफ लाइन देते हैं। तो बच्चे को सिर्फ ये है कि उनको ये लगना चाहिए कि हाँ हमारे पास हलवा भी है, पूरी भी है और क्या कहते हैं ये भी, हमने हमारा जो मन करेगा हम वो खाएंगे। और हम मतलब कोई भी लाइफ लाइन यूज करें, 50-50 है या फोन अ फ्रेंड है या क्विट द क्वेश्चन है या ऑडियंस पोल है या फिर आस्क द एक्सपर्ट है। तो इस तरीके के जो 6 ऑप्शन है उसमें हम सभी देते हैं और बच्चे जो है उनका आंसर देते हैं। तो यहाँ पे इनाम भी उनको, तो इस तरीके के जो है वो आइडियाज इन बच्चों से ही और हमारे टीचरों से ही हम लोगों ने लिए हैं और उनको इम्प्लीमेंट किया है। क्यूआर कोड, एक छोटा सा क्यूआर कोड है जिसको कि आज मैं समझता हूँ कि सभी जानते हैं। तो क्यूआर कोड जो जनरेशन है हमने जनरेट किया वो एक छोटे से बच्चे की उपलब्धि है। आपने सुना होगा पीरियोडिक टेबल ऑफ क्यूआर कोड। हम लोगों ने पीरियोडिक टेबल ऑफ क्यूआर कोडेड बुक्स का बनाया और उसमें सिर्फ एक ही चार्ट में 130 किताबें जो हैं वो हमारी हरियाणा शिक्षा विभाग की पहली से लेके 10वीं तक इंग्लिश मीडियम हिंदी मीडियम हमने क्यूआर कोड दे दिए। आप किसी भी क्यूआर कोड को जो है स्कैन कीजिए और क्या कहते हैं आपके पास पूरी बुक चैप्टर वाइज आपके पास आ जाएगी। साथ में हमने वीडियोस के भी क्यूआर कोड दिए गए हैं। तो इस तरीके से मात्र एक छोटी सी देर में ही आप सैकड़ों बच्चों को वो भेज सकते हैं क्यूआर कोड और बच्चा जो है बड़े आसानी से उसको पढ़ सकता है। और इस कोविड में ये बहुत अच्छा रहा। हमने साथ में पेड़ों के क्यूआर कोड जो है, मेरा पहला स्कूल है जहाँ पर हर पेड़ पे आपको क्यूआर कोड मिलेगा। यहाँ पे बच्चे जो हैं कभी भी शाम को अगर आते हैं उनके पास मोबाइल होता है, वो अपना क्यूआर कोड स्कैन करते हैं। उनको पता लगता है कि जो शीशम का पेड़ है वो कितने उसको क्या जलवायु चाहिए, उसका साइंटिफिक नेम क्या है, उसके पत्तियां या क्या कहते हैं तना या वो फल जो है वो किस काम आता है। मुझे भी नहीं पता था कि शीशम का जो है तेल निकलता है और वो तेल काफी चीजों में काम आता है। बरगद के पेड़ जो है 300 बीमारियों में काम आता है। तो इस तरीके के जो सॉल्यूशन है वो इन बच्चों ने किए हैं और हमें जितने भी हम लोग टीचर हैं हमें इस तरीके के आइडिया जो है बच्चों में लाने पड़ेंगे और उनका सॉल्यूशन करने पड़ेंगे। जो जैसे मैं आपको कहूं, अगर हम कूट पे जाएं या क्या कहते हैं लर्निंग एप्स पे जाएं जो और क्या कहते हैं बहुत से ऐसे ऐप हैं जिनका अगर हम यूज करना अगर बच्चों को बता दें तो ये आईसीटी जो इनोवेशन है वो इन बच्चों में कुछ ना कुछ नया करने की लिए हम उसको तैयार कर सकते हैं। तो मैं
बहुत
समझता
बहुत
हूँ
बढ़िया मनोज जी, आपका तो मुझे लग रहा है कि हमें एक अलग सेशन करना पड़ेगा। इतना कुछ आपने किया है इतने, मैं तो कहूँगा छोटे समय में ही, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली आप टीचर तो काफी टाइम से होंगे, लेकिन जितना हम सुन रहे हैं तो ये आई थिंक एक अलग सेशन आपका पूरा करना पड़ेगा। बहुत ही मोटिवेटिंग है हमारे लिए भी, और आई होप सभी टीचर्स जो सुन रहे हैं, इतना काम करना और जिस चीज़ से आप डायरेक्टली जुड़े नहीं हुए हैं टेक्नोलॉजी से अदरवाइज, तो ये भी एक चीज़ दर्शाता है कि कोई भी चीज़ आपको रोक नहीं सकती है। आप ये नहीं सोचें कि मैं अगर साइंस का टीचर हूँ तो मैं टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं करूँ, या मैं टेक्नोलॉजी का नहीं हूँ तो मैं और कोई लैंग्वेज में कोई इनोवेशन ना करूँ। तो आई थिंक ये पूरा जो एक पूरे स्कूल और उनके बच्चों के पूरे इन्वायरमेंट को इनोवेटिव बना दिया आपने, और उनको ये विश्वास दिलाया कि हाँ, आप उनके लिए खड़े हैं हमेशा, आप उनके लिए कुछ ना कुछ सोच रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं। और जो बच्चों के पर्सपेक्टिव से, जैसे आपने कहा कि उनको सब कुछ ऑप्शन होना चाहिए, वो जो चाहें वो करें, तभी एक संपूर्ण ज्ञान और उनका पूरा विकास भी उसी तरह होता है। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका अगेन आने के लिए मनोज जी।
और आप चैट में देख सकते
सब
हैं
लोग बहुत ही खुश हैं और
अप्रिसिएशन आपको मिल
हाँ,
रहा है
थैंक
चैट
यू
में
फॉर
जो कर
एवरीवन।
रहे हैं।
तो आपसे जुड़े रहेंगे। थैंक यू अगेन। एक बार हम फाइनली रिकैप कर देते हैं इस सेशन का। थैंक यू अगेन मनोज लाकरा जी आने के लिए। नमस्कार। So thank you again, everyone, for being with us in the third session. Recapping on the idea generation, as we told, the first thing is break the pattern of the students, the way they think, give them that environment that they can start thinking differently. They can start breaking the way they think, and even it is silly or non-implementation idea, they should not judge themselves. You should help them to not judge themselves and let them think freely, and then only innovation and out-of-box thinking will come. Use these innovative techniques which Professor Palhan and we have told you, from startup, the idea tree, then the segmentation sector, and then the flowering of idea technique. And finally, lot of ideas which has given by Manoj Lakra ji. He is a live example how innovation can be done. And we have deliberately called people from different part of India, and especially from rural background and these kind of schools, because we know CBSE, as per your schools, are already doing a lot of innovation, but I think you will get some new ideas from these people also. And thank you again for appreciating us and Manoj ji and other experts. Keep us motivating. Stay with us for the entire session. See you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you again. We will take, if you have any final questions, let me just check the chat one. Thank you again. Everyone is appreciating the experts.